This brochure or mural just went up in our new museum display. So again, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you're in Southeast Queensland on the 29th and 30th of July, the afternoon, meet at 2 o'clock at Acacia Ridge at our museum. All the details of this opening are on our website, creationresearch.net. Slow burial can't make fossils. Let's give you some illustrations here. See our fossil clamshells? Notice that they're shut. This is a batch from Lightning Ridge. Lightning Ridge is famous for not just fossil sea creatures, there's fossil wood there as well, but it's also got fossils of, well, many of the shells have turned to opal. Aren't they beautiful? Yes, you scrape off all the outside of the shell, and the silica hydroxy gel which is formed. Your opal formula is SiO2.10H2O or something like that, but you miss this if you're after just the opal. Do you see the fossil starfish? The shells are shut, they were buried quickly, and the starfish didn't have time to keep climbing over the shells. Rapid burial. This brings us up to the research we've been doing in the last few days. Now, we will give you a book that's got this in it at the end because this was brought to my attention many years ago by a young colleague called Vance Nelson. And I thought, when I get the time and the number of fishes, I'll do this myself. See these concretions? They're from the Santana deposit rather, in Brazil. And, they're not commonly available anymore. It's getting harder and harder to collect from these sites. But you can see the best preserved one on the right has got a tail. And basically, we've used a combination of vinegar, that's acetic acid, Vaseline, and ordinary water, and big mugs, big cups. All right, you see where the arrow's pointed? The surrounding edge, we've actually covered with Vaseline, all that flat area. That's the shiny bit at the bottom, and the other side. The reason for those of you who are wanting to do this experiment as well is just to stop you wasting your acetic acid on the rest of the rock. Acetic acid, that's what vinegar actually is, HCOOOH. It's a mild acid. You buy commercial vinegar, it's about 4 or 5% acid, and it will slowly chew it away. But why does it chew it away? Because the fish is full of calcium carbonate. The rock is full of calcium carbonate. That Baptist pastor author who said we had really messed up talking about, calcification as a means of fossilization, obviously hasn't been here or looked at these. Let's go and look closer at that spot. Do you see we've sat this one in the acid? The Vaseline has protected the outside of the rock, but inside it's now getting a little bit more etched. Can you see the details starting to appear? Let's take you closer. Okay. Look at the top. You've got funny looking scaly, actually that's the insides of the scales on the other side. Right, now look directly under the arrow. Now, can you see the bands of things that are showing up there? Take you up closer. These are the muscle bands. The guy who did the original research on the South American fossils produced hundreds and hundreds of excavated fishes, but excavated with ashes, showing that even the muscle tissue is there, and the heart is there, and the gills are there. These have been so well preserved. That bit there, the muscles, that's what you eat when you have fish and chips. It's still there in the fish, preserved in calcium carbonate, iron carbonate, a couple of phosphates that have found their way in. So get yourself a couple of fishes, do the experiment yourself, and see. You probably have to spend anywhere up to $500 or $600 on some of these fishes that have got enough parts. That's where the fish was up to this morning. Be interesting to see where it goes to the next few days.